Hi, everybody, and welcome to the chair. I'm going to preview the NFL Week 5. The one game just got done today. I don't know why I'm holding baseball, but as you know, the playoffs are going on, so you know I'm watching that as well. But been been good, and then Friday will come up, and we'll see how that goes too for baseball. But Thursday night there was Thursday night football. The Rams going to Seattle and Seattle winning 30-29. It was a real back and forth game, and um, you didn't know what was going to happen. Um, and when we do the Week 5 recap, we'll go through it all. And just to let you know, Zerline missed a field goal that was on the right hash mark. They missed it right, and they could have got the ball down the middle and then spiked it, but they already used their downs so they can move the ball. So that was pretty some bad play calling for the Rams for sure on that case there. But let's get to and shout out to Todd Mesky actually. His Seahawks won that, and I picked the Seahawks. So I'm 1-0 to start the week 5. We're already a quarter in. I can't believe it. Time is going fast. It's already October. Uh, So let's get started. Buffalo, Tennessee going on. With Buffalo and Tennessee, I see I see Buffalo without Josh Allen having difficulty. But then again, you have um, Tennessee that, yes, they did get back to their better ways last week. Uh, but there's still an inconsistency there with the Tennessee Titans, and just like the next game I'll preview, there's a, there's a problem with that as well. So I'll tell you what, I'd go Tennessee, but I'd be I'd be skeptical even with Josh Allen because the Buffalo defense is so good. But I'll pick Tennessee in that. Uh, Next game, let's go Atlanta going to Houston. Houston, if you remember, lost last week, and Atlanta lost last week, and they were both favored in their games. So they're going against each other. I think it'd be fitting if they tied like 24-24. But we'll see what happens with that. I'd probably go Houston just because they're home. Um, Maybe J.J. Watt can disrupt something. But we'll see what happens. So I'll go with Houston, but not really sure with that. Baltimore goes to Pittsburgh now. Pittsburgh did get their first win on Monday night against Cincinnati, routed them easily, and it was much needed for their season to go along because they need everything to go right for them. And I think if they beat Baltimore and Cleveland loses as well this Monday, Pittsburgh is pretty much right back in the thick of things. If the division plays out right, they can still win it. But it's going to take a lot again from Mason Rudolph to go off. Baltimore, you know about Lamar Jackson, you know about um, Mark Ingram, you know about the receivers they have, the tight end they have. So and this one is pretty tough. I'm torn about this one as well, the Ravens and Steelers. If the defense shows up just like they did against Cincinnati. I would pick Pittsburgh, but we'll see what happens. But you want to give the edge to Baltimore because they're healthy, but it's pretty tough. The next game is New England going to Washington, and Washington right now you have three options at quarterback, and they're all, I won't say they're bad, but the whole situation is bad in Washington with the team, with the owner, the management, the coaches. It's just all bad. I think they and Miami are the worst organizations, and maybe because of the Raiders in there too. But they've won this, they've won two games this year so far. So Washington's really bad. It's awful. I'd go New England by at least 21 in this game. So next up, Arizona goes to Cincinnati, and this one, this also feels like a tie to me, but we haven't had one yet, so I think we're due for a tie. Um, you expect Cincinnati to win this game, but the way that they played on Monday against Pittsburgh, you don't know what team's going to show up. And the same with Arizona. You want Kyle Murray to have a have a game that will show off his talents. And the reason Cliff Kingsbury is there to coach, the reason uh, he got Murray, it's his style quarterback. They're supposed to be showing up something. So maybe this will be a week where he has a great day. David Johnson has a great day. Fitzgerald, their tight ends. Who knows? So I gone with Arizona over Carolina earlier in the year, and I shouldn't have. But I'll do that mistake one more time and go with the Cardinals in in Cincinnati. And I wonder how the crowd's going to be there. I don't know. I don't know who's going to show up. Uh, Next game, it's the expansion matchup between the Jaguars and the Panthers in Carolina, in Charlotte, I should say. Now, these two teams have quarterbacks that are backups, but they're starting now. Uh, Minshew Magic showed up in Denver. Fournette was awesome, though. Their defense was pretty good. For Carolina, they escaped Houston with the victory, despite the fumbles by the quarterback Allen, three of them. But they lucked out against a Houston team that I think took it for granted, or they did what the Houston does, just underachieve. Somehow Carolina got the win. So with that being said, I'd probably go in this game. I can see the magic continuing. I can see Fournette going off again. I can even see their defense having a great day against Carolina. So I'll go Jacksonville on that, but it just depends which Allen shows up for Carolina. Okay, Tampa Bay goes to New Orleans. This one, if Breeze was there, of course, you go Drew Brees in the Saints, for sure. But with this game, as I look up who's starting, who's not. James Winston's been awesome the last 2 weeks. He put up great numbers against the Rams. Saints, Teddy Bridgewater did not put up great numbers against the Cowboys, but the New Orleans defense shut down an awesome Cowboy offensive attack. So this to me feels like a New Orleans win, but it won't be as easy. Kamara has not had a great game so far, and you figure the Tampa Bay defense is gonna have another great effort because Breeze is not there. I'll go New Orleans, but slightly. Next game, New York Jets don't travel too far. They go to Philadelphia. Darnold will not play. He had mono, but now he's back with the team. Everybody's probably staying away from him in the locker room. Oh, man. That's just one of those situations where you wonder how he got it. You wonder if he still has it. And you wonder, okay, should he be around here? If he should play or not. And the answer is no, he's not going to play. But he'll probably be on the sidelines because it's not too far away, of course. So if Philly doesn't underachieve and they don't take their opponent lightly, they should easily beat the Jets. With Luke Falk going for the Jets, there's not a lot of trust in him. So the receivers are being fed. The running backs, Le'Veon Bell's just doing everything by himself, but he himself is being targeted, so he's not having a lot of great games because of the targeting by the defense. Philly, they feel confident with Carson Wentz and what he can do. And I think Sunday would be a showing that would be great for him to show out and, everybody have a great game. Jordan Howard's been coming on as of late. Remember, with Philadelphia, when they played Green Bay, that was last Thursday, so they had a lot of time off. So I think they shared up some things and they're ready to go for Philadelphia. So I picked Philly to win. Oh, by the way, the bye weeks for Week 5 is Lions and Miami. And, of course, the jokes are Miami will lose this bye week to whomever. Put the joke however you want. It's just the way things are. And so it goes for Miami. Minnesota goes to the Giants in New Jersey. And Minnesota is such a mess right now. I mean, such a mess. With Diggs wanting out, but not saying he wants out, but his agent is looking around. Oh, man. It just feels like another Kirk Cousins situation has gone awry, and I tell you, I think the only way it gets better if they win somehow against the Giants, and without Barkley, they should. And the Minnesota Vikings should, but we'll see. We'll see how Cousins does. Adam Thielen was even mad at Cousins. Uh, Went through it uh, through the media to say it. You want to keep those things in house, but Adam Thielen chose not to, which is always a bad way to go. Hmm. And this one, you would think Minnesota, but they got to prove. Still 2-19, they got to prove that they can do it. But I don't know if they will. So we'll see what happens. I'll pick Minnesota. I'll pick them. Sure. Next game I have is Chicago going to London to play the Raiders. One of these Raider home games somewhere else. Khalil Mack, he may not say it in the media. He may not uh, make you think, but he's looking for revenge against the Raiders. He's having a great year so far. He keeps getting his strip sack fumbles, being very disruptive, having others participate in sacks on the line. Uh, he's just awesome. And when I do my Raider weekly, I'll break down some more uh, about this game. But if I was to bet, I would bet heavy on the Bears. Should be easy win unless somehow the Raiders somehow play like they did against the Colts, but the Colts were banged up. That's one thing you gotta remember. It was pretty easy against the Colts, easier than how it's gonna be against the Bears. Though. That's not gonna happen. Denver comes to Southern California to play the Chargers. Melvin Gordon came back to the team, but he didn't play last week, but he was active. He expects to play this week. I don't know if he'll start, but he'll play for sure. Denver lost Chubb for the year, so it's just Von Miller on the defense. And I expect the Chargers to have a great day offensively. And with Joe Flacco quarterbacking for Denver, expect the defense to eat too for the Chargers. They got the Chargers easily. And now the big game I think everybody's looking forward to is Green Bay at Dallas. Both teams coming off losses, which they thought they should have won. The one thing that bums me about the game is that Davante Adams may not play because he has a toe injury from last Thursday and it still has not healed enough for him to play. Maybe. So, with that being said, I would ignore what happened with the Saints game with the Cowboys. Shout out Matt. Shout out all the Packers fans I know. I would have to go Dallas just based on not having Adams for Rodgers to throw to. And I know that might sound bad, but it's just facts. If you don't have that big play threat in there, you're going to lose. Just like they did to Philadelphia. Granted, it's close, but they were home. And this is in Jerry's world. So I'd have to go Dallas. I really have to. Now, the Sunday night game, this was meant to be a playoff rematch, and it is, name-wise, but Andrew Luck retired, so you have this eerie feeling that if Andrew Luck here would be here, this would be a better Sunday night game. But since he's retired, it's on the schedule, and They have to show it. They have to play it. Now, Jacoby Brissett has been really good, and he's in a tough situation. I think everybody has to know that and remember that if they struggle. It's a difficult situation, Jacoby Brissett's in. There's no doubt about it. And last week, losing to the Raiders, they had key injuries, and they're still going to have key injuries. But maybe Leonard will be back. But this is in Kansas City. Um, I expect Kansas City to probably blow them out. I hope you get a good game out of this, but I don't think so. I think the Chiefs go all out. I think they have fun on Sunday night, and they show why they are undefeated. They'll probably go 5-0 after this game. So Chiefs in that one. So the Monday night game, if you told me it was a game last year or the year before on Monday night, I would have told you why. Cleveland goes to Santa Clara to play the San Francisco 49ers. And for Cleveland, they had a bounce back game against the Ravens. We thought it would be tougher, and it was at the beginning of the game, but they pulled away and by a lot. Now, the 49ers had a bye week last week. This is, again, a real tough game to pick because 49ers off a bye, they feel fresh. The Browns feel rejuvenated, playing last week on the road. They had to fly across the country to play on a Monday night. Odell, I know, wants to show out, but they might be without Landry. So that would really hinder the Browns. This is very tough. But I'd probably go. I haven't Landry's tough, but Nick Chubb has been awesome for the Browns so far. I'd probably go. I have to go Cleveland just based on what Chubb has done. But if they stack the line and stop him, to the Niners, you have to give them the nod, and you got to hope Jimmy G plays better. But he hasn't. So, other from pretty much all their wins. Well, the one in Cincinnati wasn't ugly, but the opening day one and against Tampa, against Pittsburgh, were ugly, and Jimmy G did not have a great game. So with that, I'll probably go with Cleveland, but I see Odell having his type of game that he can have, where he shows out in front of everybody. So we'll see what happens with that. And little side note, I've been drinking more water. I've been challenged to this a gallon a day water challenge, and it's been taxing for sure, but I feel pure. I feel like nothing bad in me because all I've been drinking is water. So cleansed, I guess. I guess you would say very cleansed. Shout out everybody doing it, and Just keep drinking. And I'll see you next time on the chair. We'll do a Raider preview and enjoy the football and the baseball. And see you soon. Bye.